Hello and welcome to my bedroom where I'm recording this episode of Edit and Chill, the pilot episode. It's something new and exciting. Well, I've done this before. I filmed myself editing on Lightroom before, and a lot of people liked it. So I'm thinking about making it a regular thing and just talk about photography, my channel, whatever. It's just a chill little discussion whilst I edit some photos and talk about my creative thought process as I go through. It's just a chill thing. And this is not a tutorial on how to edit, because I there's no true way on how to edit photos. But I've got a selection of photos here which I'm just gonna go through with you on how I edit. And if there's anything that you would like to comment on, or like say what you would have done differently, feel free to go for it. This is an open discussion. At least that's what I would like it to become. So this is edit sessions, which was gonna be called Lightroom sessions until about 2 minutes ago when I decided against it, because I want to keep it vague just in case I ever want to do like video editing. Then the title's vague enough for that to fall into, but it's less likely that I will be doing much of video editing on here, because video editing is a lot more straining on your computer, and bear in mind I am also recording my screen, which is also fairly straining on my computer to be recording your whole screen and webcam at the same time as editing. So probably a lot of Lightroom. But yeah, before I properly begin on these edited photos, I will be talking to you a little bit about VSCO Film, in case you don't know what it is. I mentioned this in my last editing walkthrough, but I'll say it again. So VSCO Film is great. I use it on all of my photos. All the photos I've ever edited has used VSCO Film. My entire photography career is owed to VSCO Film. I love it. It makes my workflow incredibly easy. And what VSCO Film is they're packs of presets, and they pop up on the side here. For this walkthrough, we're going to be using just pack 7 because I just bought it. It came out quite a while ago, I think earlier this year, but we're going to treat it like it's a new exciting toy, because it is to me. I just bought it. I've loved a lot of the other packs. I used to use pack 1 and 2 a lot. I really like pack 4, I think it is, whichever one has Agfa Vista and Kodak Goldin. I quite like. They're very high contrast, very nice. I've recently I've fallen in love with Portra from pack 6. I'd say everything from late 2015 to this whole year has been me using 95% pack 6, then occasionally going to pack 4 for Agfa Vista, and pack 7 is what we're going to be using today. So that's VSCO Film. They also have an iPhone app called VSCO Cam, which you might have heard of, and if you want to improve your editing, both, this applies for both photo editing as well as color grading for video. VSCO Film is a great way to practice and kind of develop your sense of color and light, and just camera work in general, because it encourages you to take photos on your phone camera, and then edit to them. It has a very simple workflow, but a lot of the settings are stuff that will translate over to things like Lightroom, DaVinci Resolve for video, or Premiere. But it's very simple. But it does I assume for most people looking at this for the first time without knowing what any of the stuff on the side is here is very daunting. But it's coming from VSCO Film. A lot of the same things are here. You've got color, temperature, tint, exposure, contrast, highlight, shadows. All of that is in this free to use iPhone app, and it's just convenient, and it definitely did help me when I was starting out, and it's improved both my video and photography work. So yeah, VSCO I really like. Let's read a little bit about pack 7. Oh, so these are the packs I was talking about. Pack 1 I used to use a lot, as well as Pack 2. And Pack 6 is recently what I've been using almost exclusively. Whereas Pack 4 is something I sometimes go to, but like around last year I noticed a lot of people started using Pack 4 for Kodak Gold and Agfa Vista, but I kind of wanted to stray away from what everyone else was doing, so I went to Pack 6. And Portrait in Pack 6 is just, I love it. But today we're using Eclectic Films Pack 7, so let's read a little bit about it. Eclectic Films features a wide range of looks in our latest pack to release, with 18 films and over 100 presets in total. The spectrum of this collection translates to versatility in use and includes muted, vivid, tungsten balance and black and white films, all of which embody an elegant and modern aesthetic. This pack is ideal for most settings and subjects, particularly portraits, night photography and architecture. Let's read some of the included films. So there's a bunch of Agfa, no Agfa Vista, the Poundland film included, but we've got some Fuji, Ilford Pan, which is very nice black and white stock. And then you got Kodak Etrichrome, which caught my eye because it was the first film I ever shot on. Not for stills actually, it's raining outside. Is that rain? I don't know what that sound was, but it's stopped now. That's strange. Anyway, so yeah, it's the first film I ever shot on, but not for stills. I actually shot Super 8, and it's color reversal, not color negative. And it's now discontinued, which is really sad. It was discontinued in 2010, and I bought a Super 8 cartridge of it in 2011, which some guy kept in their fridge, and I remember going back to it like a few months after that, and it increased in price by double. Now it's like so much more, if you can even find it. I see them sometimes pop up on eBay, but it's still very unlikely that you'll find it. Sad, but it lives on in the form of VSCO film. There we go. And I also just want to quickly mention VSCO Film Users. It's a brilliant group. I recommend it to all my photography friends. Also, if you're just interested in nice images and you work in visual art and media, it's something I encourage everyone to join and participate in. Just going through, it's a group for people to post their images and their settings. Like this guy, this is incredible. This guy, I love this photo. This is amazing. Look at that. So he's put his camera 5D Mark III with the A5mm Canon L lens, and he's used Kodak Ektar, presumably from one of the VSCO packs, and he's tweaked it. That's one thing that's great about VSCO. You can click on any of the presets and you can see exactly what it's done, which is a great way to learn on what it's actually doing for the image. So you can, click on any of them and you can see the differences that it's made in the RGB curves, the basic exposure settings, as well as your hue, saturation and luminance. And the best thing is you can tweak any of this. Here I am tweaking the luminance of her lips, of the color red specifically, but you can see changing her lips quite a lot. But yeah, that's VSCO has sped up my workflow incredibly. I can get to a point where I'm happy with a photo so much quicker because I can't imagine what it would be like to edit without that. Without VSCO, like I would just be like, I can't edit. I just can't. I love it. It's great. Sorry, that noise has completely thrown off my energy. What was that? I don't know. One of my neighbours probably. Anyway, and also Looks Like Film. It's run by the same people who run the Facebook group, and it's hand-picked images, and there's some articles and stuff, and it's all great for inspiration and all that kind of thing. I also, with these episodes, want to give like a little shout out to a photographer on Instagram who I think you should follow. This week's episode, I'm going to shout out my friend Juliet, who I actually took a photo of and will be editing today for you. But yeah, she's a great photographer. Look at this picture of me that she took. Super dramatic stuff. Me with my camera in the middle of a bank in London. But yeah, she's great. She's really great. You can follow her on Juliet Photos, and she is superb. Let her know that. Let her know that I sent you. But yeah, let's edit some pics. First pic here we have is of my friend Carolina. Sorry, I did not forget her name. I was just reading all the presets we have here. So like we have different variations of the same film stock. Some been pushed and pulled and have like more fade or like an alternative coloration or cool or warm, and you know. Here's Agfapan, which I love. It's just very like powerful. It's a very powerful film, black and white film. I rarely ever do black and white. Actually, just hovering over that. I like that, but I don't think I'm going to use it for this. So normally, I don't really have a strict way of how I go about like the order in which I do things, but generally, I like to set the exposure and white balance before I pick a preset. That's just generally how I find it to be easier. Let's go down to Eclectic and see what they're saying. I'm liking that, but I just want to fix it a little bit. I'm really feeling some moody photos today. That's the kind of mood I'm in. So yeah, like I filmed my tutorial about like over a year ago now, and my workflow has changed quite a bit. It's gotten simpler. What I used to do was I used to take the teeth whitening preset for mask, and then I make a little mask around the whites of the eyes using the teeth whitening settings, and then like bring it down a notch so it's not as bright, just to whiten the eyes, whiten the whites of the eyes. And like I still get comments today from people saying, oh, I never thought about that, it's such a great idea. And I've cut that out of my workflow completely now. I've always aimed for like natural looking photos, portraits of people, but like I'm cutting down I'm just cutting down how I like to do things. So like I don't really do too much more than iris enhance. I remember last time I did a video, in the last video I also talked about how I like to add a bit of clarity, like not too much, just like 10. Now I don't add any. Crazy, I know. Yeah, I still do sharpen whatever's in focus if I feel like it. Here I do, just because I want more detail on the hair and the face, and like around to parting at the top. I don't know, I just still like sharp images. I like whatever's in focus to be sharp. And I really love her hair in this shot. I just love how this bitch is like swooping over. The only thing which I don't like about this photo is the door in the background. I kind of wish that it was all a solid color. Like if it was all white in the background, this door's kind of like just slicing down her head, and you can't win them all. You can't win them all. That's super moody. Look at that. But I'm feeling something like that. Maybe a bit more. But yeah, I didn't used to do a lot of this, but I do take the spot edit tool. I don't think that's that was not good at all. I do take the spot edit tool and remove tiredness. Her eyes look very tired here. Carolina, she's a busy lady. You know, she's a ballerina. She goes to the Rambert School of something dance, and she works very hard. She's a very busy lady. She's very cool as well. She acted in a short film which I've yet to release on my YouTube channel because I'm still working out some of the kinks, whilst trying to fit in time to actually do stuff that's going to pay bills, because YouTube doesn't do that for me. So yeah, she acted in a short film which I'll be releasing soon, hopefully. It's mainly I just need to clean up the edit a little bit myself. I'm editing it, and I just need to clean that up, clean the cut, and then send that off to a sound designer who's gonna just like be all creative and create like a nice soundscape that I keep doing that by accident. But that's not on my. We filmed it like over a month ago. It's still not up. I'm constantly like going, Ray, the public needs you worked on this ages ago. You can't just drop it. And I'm like, I know, I won't. But yeah, my channel has been very quiet recently, and I want that to change. I really want that to change. I feel like I've been saying that for the past, just like, probably the entire time I've been on YouTube. I've always felt like in a state of like, I'll improve how I do things. I'm just constantly never satisfied. But this year and the year before, I've been particularly bad at making videos. I have a lot of videos that I just need to. I have so many ideas. I've never experienced writer's block in my life. I have so many ideas. I just need to see them through. That's my issue with the channel at the minute. What I was doing there, by the way, was just removing some of her spots. I never use. I think I did mention it in my previous video. I used to use skin, the skin smooth, soften skin, little brush tool there, and I would just run it all over her skin, or areas I thought were particularly bad. Now I don't. I just kind of use the little spot removal brush thing to do little skin transplants around the face in particular. Sometimes I do it to laugh lines. I don't really think this one's too bad here. Sometimes it just distracts me and I'd rather it gone, but here I think it's fine. I remove blemishes and tired looking eyes. Aside from that, I don't really do much else. Like this photo's done. I always go down and hit lens correction. I bought a new lens since the last video, and it's a modern lens. I used to have an old Canon FD 50mm 1.4, which is from I think the 70s. I could be wrong, and I had that adapted to work on my Sony A7S, and I would have to manually go to Canon and then select Canon FD 50mm 1.4, whereas now it automatically, well, it doesn't now because I just clicked off of it, but now it automatically senses that I'm using a Carl Zeiss Loxia Planner 50mm f2, and then just the corrections for me, which is very nice because I just have to tick a box, and by default it should do that for all of them, but it hasn't for whatever reason. I'll have to sort that out. Anyway, we'll remember to do that for the rest of the photos. So here's another one of Carolina taken on a different day. Her hair is very different, and I don't know how I feel about this photo because I don't think it looks like her. I don't know. She likes this photo, and that's the main reason why I'm editing this today. And again, I want to go for a kind of moody feel, maybe a little bit more contrast than the other. I quite like that already. This is Kodak Ektar. Ooh, I'm liking it cold. I'm liking it cold. Maybe not Etchichrome. Yeah, I'm liking the skin a bit more on Ektar. See what the other ones is doing. I'm liking the contrast there. Yeah, I can work with this. Also an update since the last video. Instagram now let you do portrait and landscape options, but the standard 2:3 or 4:6 aspect ratio is not supported unless it's landscape on Instagram. For portraits, it has to be 4:5, and what I do regularly now is, because I primarily post my stuff on Instagram, I will I'll crop it in Lightroom, just in case, you know, I want to make it smaller just so it fits better, because you can't do that in Instagram, and I feel maybe a bit wider than that. Yeah, something like that. I'm feeling. I like the look of that. And there's another one taking the same position, and a fun thing you can do in Lightroom is you can sync your settings and just make sure. Well, I haven't done any local adjustments, so I'm feeling a bit more. I don't know. Maybe let's do this one in black and white. Let's play around. So we've got Codec Tri-X. Let's see. Where's that? Ilford Pan. Bam! It's just very punchy of a film, isn't it? Yeah, I quite like that. Make it straight, so it's like a hair pointing straight up. I like doing these kind of shots sometimes, where, you know, very high shutter speed. Where do I have it? At 1/3200th of a second, and you get so many bad ones, and I think this was like the second take, and I was like, alright, let's not do any more because we won't get that result again. But yeah, I'm happy with that. One thing that's quite funny is in the first video I spent ages, just ages editing before I got to a point where I was happy with the image. And now my workflow is a whole lot quicker because I think I've developed my eye for editing. I've just become a whole lot more efficient, and also I've just simplified my whole editing process. This is a picture of my friend Roxana, and she is beautiful. A lot of my friends are, and that's all I photograph, beautiful women. That's a joke, a little joke. But yeah, she actually that's a thing which I want to talk about a little bit. So I recently got asked if I only photograph pretty girls, which kind of led to the discussion, like, are you just photographing people that you find attractive? Isn't that a bit like, you know, immoral? And like, the answer is kind of yes. I don't exclusively photograph people who I find attractive. I am a straight guy, and do find women attractive, and it is like when I see someone who I find very attractive on a shoot, when I'm photographing someone who I find, like, you know, actually attractive, it's a whole lot easier to shoot them, to be honest, because I can envision just like good angles for them a lot more, and, you know, like a lot more of like me is feels more like compelled to just do them justice, I guess. I know there's moments on a shoot where I'll see a shot, or they'll do something, or sometimes I'll see like the lights just hit them in the right place, and I ask them to hold it, and internally I'm going, oh my god, this is crazy good. I'm loving this whole experience, and that rarely ever happens on a shoot. Whoops. But to be very honest, both on all of these shoots which I'm editing today, I felt that on And yeah, like, you know, I don't think it's wrong that I tend to lean towards people who I find attractive. It's not like I'm also using the shoot as an excuse to hit on them. That would be wrong. But that's something I'm not doing. And hopefully I don't give off the impression to any of these models that I'm doing that. But yeah, that's Roxana. She's very pretty. There she is again, looking great. She sat on top of a brick wall here, to kind of give her like a powerful look, like the camera looking up at her, looking up on her. I don't know what I want to do here. Ectar. I'm enjoying Ectar today. I was expecting to use Etchachrome. No, I like that more. Etchachrome's won it back. Just remove a bit of the let's go down the curves, which is something I don't do too much these days. Just to remove a bit of the green. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to dodge using the brush tool over her eyes a little bit, just so her eyes are a bit brighter, because I don't like it. I don't tend to, if I do that, if I do lift certain parts of the image, I don't like to do it too much, because then it looks edited. How it is right now, I feel like it looks fairly natural, which is kind of what I go for, and quite like. I like this image, but I'm not loving it right now. I'm not in love with this, but maybe it's just the light. It's fairly flat lighting. I kind of like that, but kind of don't. It's tricky. It's a tricky process. Yeah, it's the lighting on her face. What a lot of people like to do is they find something white in the image, like the clouds here or these windowsills, and just pick a neutral white color to set their white balance temperature here. Whereas I like, I just use my eye, because it's a creative decision, not like for these portraits at least, it's a creative decision whether I have it warm or cold. I'm just gonna, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna move on. This one I'm gonna bring down. So I want this to be super moody, and I can see here there's a lot of light hitting her face, and when you add contrast to that, it's just going to blow up her face. So I'm going to bring it down. That's interesting already. Maybe less green. This is coming up very green. Let's get a hue. Ooh, I like that. What I tend to do quite a bit is because I find in most cases green is not too flattering against skin, or in contrast to skin. So I click this toggle here and hover it over grass or leaves in the background and just bring it to more towards the yellow end. And I'm liking that. What would happen if I was to make it colder? Yeah, I like that. I'm just gonna do, this must be the most boring part of these videos, where I just remove little blemishes and imperfections on the skin, and for that I'm sorry. I'll try not to do it too much, because you know what to expect of it. It's not really a creative thing that's going on here. Happy with that. This one I've already edited using Pack 6, I believe, already, but I'm gonna do it again just for this video because I love this image. This was a joy to edit because, you know, like, you look at it, I'm happy with it without the editing, you know. It's superb. This is Juliet, by the way. She was the photographer who I mentioned. She's a photographer who also could, you know, if photography doesn't do well, she can go into the other side of the camera and do probably pretty well. She's got such a good face, like one of the best faces that I've ever seen. I'll go as far as to say that. But yeah, she's got a good face, that's what I'm saying. She's got a great face. Comment below if you like her face, you probably do. And I'm going through and I'm not seeing, I might be a little bit biased because I think it was Kodak Max, Ultra Max was what I used for this image in the actual edit that I did. And I just really liked how it came out, and I don't think much is going to compare to it. Maybe this Agfa. Can you hear that fan from my laptop? My laptop's not enjoying doing this at the same time. I'm also backing up my entire computer and terabyte onto what is it? Crash Plan, which is something I got recently as well because I went through an ordeal. I lost my hard drive while on a train. I want to make a whole video about it, but I'll tell you the story briefly here. So I was just coming from a very long 2-day shoot. I was working with firefighters, conduct these tests, and I was running around in the sun all day with a camera on my shoulder, and another camera which I was in charge of, which was in charge of the wide shots, and I was constantly liaising with people and where was the safe placement, and they were going through these tests so quickly. And it was a long 2 days, early starts, late ends, and I went home on the evening of the second day, and I was so tired, but I had a strict deadline for another client job, so I was editing that on the train home. It was a long train journey, I think 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that, back into London, and I was editing there with my laptop and hard drive, and I stood up, and like this woman like barges past me who was trying to get off the train, and I just dropped a lot of like, I dropped my whole setup. I dropped my laptop, I dropped my hard drive, dropped my phone, and I'm there with 2 bags because I just came from a 2-day shoot, and I've got 2 bags of just, like, you know, everything I need to, like, my essentials as well as my camera gear. And yeah, like, I drop it all, and I'm in such a tired state, and there's like, everyone's trying to get off the train, so I'm just kind of waiting for people to get off, so then I have room to bend over and pick up everything. And just in my tired state, I don't pick up my hard drive, and I've never been more like crushed. I got off the train and realized straight away what happened. Checked my bag to see if it was true, and it was true. I wasn't just paranoid. I wish I was paranoid. And then I put the story out on social media. I immediately invested into a backup plan, which is Crash Plan, because like I've always thought in the back of my mind about investing in hard drives, which I keep at home, and backing up to those and keeping like second backups of everything. But you know, there's problems with physical hard drives. One, like old-fashioned hard drives have moving parts, and if those moving parts break or, you know, mess up, it's really hard to extract data from them again. And all hard drives have like an expiration date. They're gonna break down sometimes, so they're, you know, and they're not cheap. And you know, I do a lot of video work, and video work takes up a lot of space. So how many hard drives am I gonna need to just back everything up all right? you know, and it also takes a lot of time and organization to, you know, back everything up and organize everything. And yeah, what Crash Plan is it's a monthly subscription thing. You pay $5, which is like £4, less than £4, for you to have a constant backup going on in the background of everything, and it's unlimited. So when you delete something off your computer, and like it won't delete it off the backup, you know, it keeps everything, and you can quickly, like, I can go, oh no, I lost something, and I can go online and extract it from the website, just that one file. It's incredible. $5, so much cheaper than hard drives. It does take a long time, and it is constantly on the background, but it's so worth it. Oh yeah, resolution to my hard drive story. Someone returned it the next morning. Someone found it and then returned it to London Paddington Station, and I immediately got a train into London and collected it. And I was so glad, because there was so much on there. But I'll tell you more about that in the video that I actually make about it. Here I have a picture of a girl I met on Instagram. Her name's Daisy, and she what does she do? She does pageants. She does beauty pageants, and I'm completely like oblivious to that entire world, and she was telling me all about it, and I was like, it's crazy. It's a strange world. It's very foreign to what I'm familiar with. But yeah, I hit her up on Instagram. I was like, I would like to. I saw she did some shoots before, which were related to her pageant work, and I just hit her up and was like, I'd like to shoot you. And then she turned out to be like near where I was from. Normally when I hit someone up, I check to see if they're from London. I think all the information she had on Instagram was she was from the UK, so I gambled, and she turned out to be really close to where I was from. And where I'm from, sorry, not where I'm from, where I live currently for university. I live in a place called Farnham, which is in Surrey, just outside of London, and nearby, it's a drive away, but nearby there is a forest called Bourne Wood, and it is beautiful. Here's another picture. It's a pine forest, and we don't have too many of those in the UK, so it looks like, you know, that we travel to America for this shot, or Sweden, or somewhere else that has pine forests. But yeah, I messaged her, like, when I found out where she was from. I was like, oh, would you like to maybe do a shoot in this woods? And I don't drive. I have friends nearby who drive, and I you know, we don't me and Daisy had no mutual friends. We have no mutual friends. I just found her randomly on Instagram, and I did not want to propose. Oh, you want to work with me? Great, cool. Me and my friend can come pick you up and drive you to this forest. So I asked her if she had a car or knew someone with a car who could then drive us, because that's a whole lot safer than, hey, you don't know me at all, let me photograph you in this wood that, well, I'll have to drive you to. But yeah, she was great. She just happened to have a car and was willing to drive, and she had such a great energy about her. She was just so like this shoot was very much not similar to the stuff that she normally does, but I think she was great. She was great doing these like natural kind of relaxed shots, and yeah, fairly happy with this already. I'm not used to actually talking about other things, like telling stories whilst photo editing. So like I'm just kind of editing without really thinking about it, and then I look back and I'm like, oh, I've done all of this, and I just kind of, my eyes just kind of refresh, and I'm like, oh, do I like that? For this, I think I do. I might lift the shadows a little bit. No, I won't. What I will do though is lift the blacks in the RGB. brush the shadows a bit. No, I'm not, I don't know, I'm not feeling that too much, maybe a little bit. Quite like that, I quite like that. Maybe a bit more? No. When I get real quiet, you know, I'm proper concentrating. Not like that. Okay. Okay, I think maybe... I quite like this image cold. Again, I'm gonna take down the greens in the hue. How long have we been recording for, by the way? 41 minutes? I hope you guys have been like, you know, you can have this playing in the background, you can be zoning out to this. You know, that's kind of what I aim with this thing. I'm quite fond of this at the minute. I might... it's looking a little bit turquoise, and I don't know how I feel about it. Sometimes I go into split toning, but I don't do it too often. Okay. Yeah, I like that. And this is a fairly similar image, so I'm just gonna sync it and see what happens. Wish me luck. Hey, don't like that. Bring down exposure. Starting to like that more. I've already edited this one. I think with cutting out Ultramax again. And I did something similar to this, where it darkened the browns of the trees, and I quite like that against the white background. But then I reduced the contrast a bit. Also made it a bit colder. I don't know. I recall this also looking great in black and white, so I'm gonna throw some Ilford at pan on it. I really like that. I really like that. But I think I like the colour just more, just from the trees. Yeah, I'm liking the colour a whole lot more. Who am I kidding? Something cold going on there. Come on, give me something. I might start again with the filter, with the preset. I might pick a different one. Because I don't know, I'm not feeling this one too much. It's just doing stuff to the skin that I don't know how I feel about. No. Maybe this one. It's lagging behind ever so slightly. I quite like this actually. I quite like this. I kind of like the green in the background. I'm just going to reduce it a little. Let's see what I feel like. Yeah, I'll have it at that point. Reduce saturation a little bit. No. Yeah, leave it cold. Yeah, I like that, and I'm just gonna sharpen her. Cool. Okay. So there we go. This is pack 7. My set of photos. Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. This has been Edit and Chill. Almost forgot the name. As I said, the rules will be in the description for you to download and tinker around with them as much as you want. Just remember they are my photos, and don't post them out as your own. Just use them to play around with. Send me the photos if you like to ray@rayrobertsfilms.com and ask me any questions, or just ask for feedback on how they were edited, and I'll let you know. It'll be nice to see what you guys come up with. But yeah, and also let me know what you thought about this. If you thought this is, you know, quite a cool idea for a series, just watching me edit and chill. That's the name of the thing. What a time to end the thing.